The AEK Buildtools is basically just a set of stuff which kind of prepares everything. So if you're doing local testing, we obviously take the JSX files, compile them into JS, and then serve them up. So when we go to the local host, it will kind of share the latest JS file for you, and we have watchers that watch if files have been changed and then recompiles if needs be. And obviously in production, what we also do as well is we kind of make it a bit more stripped down. So we use gulp. If you've heard of gulp before, you'll know it's just a task runner. It just allows us to go away and do different build tasks, and then obviously once they're complete, it will then move on to the next task for us, so it saves us doing too many commands. We have webpack, which is a kind of a way of packaging all of our built-in plugins, allows everything to kind of work within one situation, so all the components that you require get kind of compressed down and obviously saves a lot of space. We obviously have a few JS transpilers like we spoke about before, so you can code in JSX, CoffeeScript, and there's a great one called Uglify as well. So Uglify takes your beautifully handwritten code and all your wonderful variable names, and it basically compresses it all down into ones and zeros, and obviously keeps it very lightweight and easy for the machine to read. We also have source mapping as well, and the main reason for this is obviously because in production, if you're trying to debug something on a production environment and it's been compressed, the last thing you want to be able to do is have to kind of crawl through kind of minified code. You want to be able to see what the code looked like, and obviously source mapping allows that to happen if you're console logging or alerting specific areas. And again, this is just the snapshot of stuff that we believed was great. And what we were using quite constantly. Obviously more can be added over time, and this would probably be a very good situation to, obviously if you find anything or we find anything, obviously they'll be added to this so they can be used by everyone. And obviously again, like we said before, we use some kind of CSS stuff, so we use less and stylus mainly for our CSS stuff. But there's also something called autoprefixer as well, which if you've ever used a border radius, for example, you might know that you have to add 3 lines of code, WebKit border radius, Moz border radius, and border radius. Autoprefixer takes away the need to do those 3 lines. You just have to type in border radius, and when the CSS gets compiled back down from stylus or less, it will take that and sort those out for you. It's a real good time saver and a bit of a lifeline for that. And again, more can be added over time, so if we feel that there's a new CSS library which we want to use or something new comes out, we can obviously add that in at time. Again, we've just kind of cherry picked the best things that we've been using throughout our time.